Hernandez with the REJ team here in New York. And today I'm just going to quickly cover an investment strategy that you can implement today that will help you, especially if you're just starting off and you're looking to purchase your first property. So this is what's called house hacking. And I'm sure that a lot of you guys heard it before, but it could be a great investment strategy if you're thinking about purchasing a home and then after purchasing that home, possibly either renting it out after a year or refinancing it and just keeping it or doing whatever you want really. But the first thing that you have to keep in mind when you're looking to purchase a home, you have to have some kind of a stable income. And what the banks qualify as a stable income here in New York is you must be at least working in a job for minimum 2 years. Now, the first thing that you should do is consult with a local mortgage lender just to see exactly where you fit in and how much you can qualify for. However, you should probably have a good idea of what a multifamily should run you. And the reason why I say multifamily is because for you to house hack, I mean, the most efficient way that I always went about it is leverage. Because I think that if you can leverage yourself in with putting as minimum as you could possibly put down in a home, then you can at least get yourself in the door, have that benefit from appreciation, have that benefit from the loan pay down, and have that benefit, and you'll see what I'm talking about, from people, from tenants paying your rent, that later on, a year or 2 years, I mean, you could do really whatever you want. So the first thing is, these are some tabs that I have. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but FHA. So when you're considering on buying your first property, I mean, look, you could do whatever you want. In terms of investment purposes and house hacking, this is how I purposely would do it. And in terms of, hey, Jose, if I were to buy something, because with an FHA loan, you have to live in the property for at least a year, and then you could either refinance or sell it or whatever you want to do. So again, consult with your mortgage lender and ask them about it. With an FHA, the good thing about it is that you get away with putting 3.5% down, right? Down. So just for easy numbers, right? If you're looking at a property that costs $100,000 and you get away with putting 3.5% down, that's only $3,500, right? Now, obviously, you're going to need other costs like taxes and other closing costs. So with that being said, I mean, I average maybe, let's just say for easy numbers, it'll cost you about $15,000 in total with all the fees and everything, because you do have loan origination fees, title fees, inspection, and just points, right? You have to pay one point of PMI up front, I believe, and then a recurring point of PMI. If you have a mortgage less than 20%, you have to pay 1% of PMI. So let's just say it runs you about $15,000. So just to be conservative, keep that in mind. So you find a property, $100,000, $15,000 you put down, right? So of course, if you're in New York, you're not going to be able to find something like that. So over here, it would be $300,000. And what I've seen from my clients when they purchase a multifamily from $300,000, it ends up ranging them for about $32,000 in total after closing. So let's just keep this in mind though, just so you can at least grasp the concept, and then you could run the numbers however you want to run them. So so let's say, okay, great. So all I need is $15,000, and I could get in a house that costs $100,000, right? So if it's $300,000, all I need is $32,000, and I could get in a house that's $300,000, right? Now, if you don't have the full 15, there's something that you can do is called a seller's concession. And what a seller's concession is that it allows you, and this is how I bought one of my properties upstate, it allows you to make an offer, let's say for the way that I did it is we made an offer for $310,000, right? With a $10,000 seller's concession, SC, I'm just gonna call it SC, right? So because there was a $10,000 seller's concession, the owner would net $300,000, and the $10,000 would go towards closing costs. So if there were $32,000 worth of closing costs, we would only have to pay $22,000 worth of closing costs. So it helps you. Now, that is one way that you could do it. And once you do that, I mean, again, you can consult with your local even if you know an agent in your area, or if you're in my area and you want to chat, you can follow me on Instagram, Real Estate Jose, and shoot me a DM, and I'll be happy to talk to you a little bit more about it. Now, when you get into that property, the next thing that you do is that you have to get one of the units rented. Now, you're going to ask me, hey, Jose, so what if I want to buy it and just say I'm going to live in it and then not live in it and just rent it? Look, man, take your own risks. You're legally not supposed to do that, but I'm not going to tell you what you can or cannot do, right? So just keep that in mind. So now you're in a property, right? You have an $85,000 loan, let's say, because you put down $15,000, right? So this is your loan. And let's say you have a tenant that is paying you rent every single month for, let's say, $1,000, right? So let's say it's $1,000. I mean, I'm not gonna go into the whole thing here. Maybe I should, so you guys can get a visual. So he pays you $1,000 a month, right? $1,000 a month. And let's just say, because I don't have a calculator for the sake of it, let's just say your mortgage is, because it's a 2-family, let's just say it's $1,500. Principal, taxes, insurance, any other costs, utilities and everything, right? So let's just say it's $15,000. So this is your income, $1,000, and then minus $1,500, your expenses, right? So you get to live in one unit and you get to rent the other one that you're getting $1,000 a month. And because your mortgage is $1,500, you get away with only paying $500 every single month. So you only have to pay, I mean, right now, I'm in a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm paying more than $500 and I'm paying rent, right? So now what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to purchase a 4-family and implement this strategy, right? So this is what you have to understand. Now, not only are you getting away with paying less than rent and owning a property because it's yours now, at the same time, every single time that you're making those mortgage payments, guess what's getting paid down? The principal. So obviously within the first 5-10 years, you're mostly paying interest. That's how it works. So within the first 10 years, I would say 10-15 years, you'll be paying interest mostly. But this is getting paid down. Now another thing that's happening as you're there is that the market is appreciating the property because the properties are going up. The home values are going up. So you have to be, obviously you're not going to sell it the next year if the market tanks. You have to be willing to hold it. However, everybody needs a place to live. And the reason why I love this is because everybody needs a place to live. You're always going to have a tenant there. If, of course, you buy in a good area. So always look out for that. What is a good area? Low crime rates, working class. Those are some things that I look for, right? Good school district. So because of that, now you have a property that it only took you $15,000 to get into. You're only paying $500 if you're not receiving positive cash flow, right? Because there's a lot of the times where maybe the mortgage is only $800 and the tenant is paying you $1,000. So you're getting $200 extra in your pocket while all the expenses are getting paid. So you're living in a house for free, getting $200 every month additionally in your pocket. The house is getting paid off and the value is going up. So that's why it's so crucial if you're looking to get into investing, because again, all you need is 2 years of experience, a stable income. If you're young and you don't make a lot of money, maybe you can co-sign with your father, your parents, or your brother or somebody that's interested in it, and you can do this, right? So you live in it about a year, right? And let's say you've invested some money in the property, or the property's value's gone up, and now you want to go ahead and rent your portion of it. You can rent where you're living at, and let's say you can rent it for $1,000, right? Now you are receiving positive $500, right? And the property is getting paid off, and and it's appreciating at the same time. So now you move into another property, and you do the same concept here, right? Maybe not an FHA, but you take a conventional loan and you want to live in it, right? Or you can even refinance this and then move in and do the same strategy. So if you do this, now you can move into another property, and instead of 2 units, now let's say because you have a little bit of more money, you have the ability to buy a 4-unit, right? So now you have 6 units, and you live there for a year, and then you buy another 4-unit. Now you have 6 units, 10 units, and then you just keep going. So if you think about it in this way, I mean, it's definitely a good strategy to implement. Now, if you're thinking about buying commercial property and other things, that's another conversation. But I just wanted you guys to get the concept of this because this is a lot easier for a lot of people to grasp. And it's a way where you can at least get your foot in the door and not have to rent and pay your landlord things. I mean, I don't mind renting. The reason why is because of home maintenance and I have my own purposes for it. However, again, I'm planning on implementing this strategy for a 4-family that I'm looking to purchase. So I think that this is the way to go, especially if you're starting. So thanks for tuning in, guys. This is an FHA loan, 3.5% down. Seller's concession, those are some of the things that you can look into. And definitely contact either a local agent, a local broker, or you can follow me on Instagram, Real Estate Jose. DM me if you have any questions, and if I could help, I'll help you guys out. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Jose Rodriguez here with team leader of the REJ team here in New York. And if you have any questions, definitely let me know. Thanks.